Okay, now you should have all your furniture in and showing on the furniture plan, but if we come back to the ground floor plan, you will have used the visibility graphics to hide all of that furniture in this particular view. We still have a couple of things here that's showing in mine, which is a light and an IKEA cabinet for the TV. I'm going to hide those in visibility graphics as a generic model for the uh, IKEA cabinet, and the lighting fixtures, if we turn those off and OK, they will disappear. So the next thing we want to do is to put in some room tags to tell us what room is which, and give it a number, and also associate an area with it as well. Now if I come into architecture and choose room from down in the room and area section, and you can see I bring that in, but there's a light blue line going around to where that room is, and you can see that it's going all the way down to the front office. So that's no good. We need to be able to block off some of the areas so that we can have individual rooms if there's no door there. You can see where there's a door, it actually does block it off. So I'm going to hit escape and come out, and I'm going to choose, I'll just wait 1 minute, room separator. I'm going to come back in, I'm in my floor plan, and I'm going to go into my visibility graphics. And I'm just coming down into my lines there, and you can see that room separation is probably turned off. So just go in, open that up, and OK it. Come back up to room separator in the architectural toolbar. Zoom in on that doorway, and let's draw a line across from there to there. And you can see it puts in a blue dashed line. Just hit escape once. I also want to have a blue line coming down from, we'll make it the edge of that wall there, straight down to this wall here. Again, I'll just zoom in to make sure I'm right on it. Hit escape once, move down to the front of the house, and we want to just block off this hallway, starting on this side, come across horizontally till it chooses that line, and escape twice, and we now have those dividers in. I can now go up and select that wall room tag again and come back in, and you can see that this one is now doing the right thing and only going in the family room area. I'm going to come through, I'm going to put a room tag in each room, just working my way down. Just try and get the room bit in so that you can see it. It might be difficult in places like the hallway, and the laundry is quite small as well, so you just need to play around with that so that you can see it. That one's fine, and the garage is fine as well. Now, I've put in the garage one, and I've just remembered something. I'm going to delete that. It gets a yellow thing because it's actually taking the name out, but the tag is still in. So I'll just also delete the tag, like so. Now, the reason I'm doing this is that I know from experience that when I dropped that floor down, it didn't really join in with the sides to allow the whole of the floor to be selected when we're looking at that room. And I'll just show you what I mean by that. If I come into our section views, section 1, looking across the house, and we zoom in, if I click on that, you can see that the join in, even though they are joined, it's joining in along that line there. So when I go to put the room in, it will actually only show out to this point here if we put any shading in. Now we can get around that by putting a very thin top surface going from there to there all the way across, and we are actually able then to join that in. So it's a bit of a funny one, but we can do it. So let's just do that, and I'll show you how to do that, and we'll get that out of the way. So if we come into floors, sorry, we want to be in our ground floor plan. Come into floors, go and select concrete slab 100, edit type. What we're going to do is just use this, we're going to duplicate it, and it's now called concrete slab number 2. We're going to rename it, and down in the new box put in garage floor, and just put 5 millimeters, and OK. Once you see that up in the type, come into the edit, and instead of having a structure of 100 millimeters thick, we're going to change that to 5 millimeters thick, and OK everything back out. Now we have this 5mm garage floor, and you see that we're in our modifier create boundary floor. I'm just going to pick rectangle. I'm going to go from that corner of the garage till it gets into that corner of the garage. That's all right. I'm going to click OK. See, it's now taking up that full space. But we have to do a couple of things. I'm going to go back into section and have a look and see where my, now hang on a minute, it's floating up here 100mm high. I'm going to select it and height offset it -100 from the ground floor. And you can see it's gone down to there now. I'm also going to come up and hit join, and I'm going to join it to this slab. You can see it's still showing on each end here. So I'm going to click on it again, join it to this slab. You can see it's gone now there, and just zoom in so you can really see it on this one. You can see just that little bit there. If I click on it and join it to that one, we now have it spread out. But we also haven't thought about it going the other way. So I'll just go into section 2 and have a look and see if we've got the same problem there. Yes, we have. It's just a little bit on the end there. So I'll make sure that I click on it, pick join, click on it again, and pick this piece of foundation, and you can see that's joined in perfectly now. If I come back now to my ground floor, I can now put in that room, and that should be in the right location then. I'm going to hit escape twice, and I want to go through now and name all of these rooms. So all you do is you click on the where the name is and type in the name that you want and give it the number that you want. So I'm going to give it start at 1 and work my way down. I'm not going to bore you with this. I'm going to pause for a minute, put them all in, and then I'll be back to show you what we do next. Okay, I've been naming these, and as I've been going through, I've been getting this warning to say there's something already there. Now, you may be getting that problem, or you may not be getting that problem. I think I'm getting it because I've actually practiced this before, and these names are being recognized by Revit, and they're saying that they've got the wrong number. I'll just show you what I mean with that. So if I could try to change this one to study, and give it the number 9. Number 10, sorry. When I go OK, I'm getting this has been duplicated. Don't worry about that at this stage. We'll clean that up if you're getting that, and you'll see in a minute what I mean. But it may be just because I've practiced it and they've been saved in there. You might not have that problem at all. So you can see all the names that I've given there: family, kitchen. You can just move these around too if you want to just edit the. Sorry, not the family. We don't want to edit the family. We'll just go back out of that. We can just close that one down. Go back to our house floor plan. There it is. We don't want to edit those. We can just move them around though, if we want to, and get them in the right spot. Okay, so what we need to do now is create a schedule. So if we come down and have a look in schedules and qualities, there's no room one here, but if we right click on that, we can put in new schedule, and you get a choice of what you want to make that schedule of. In this case, I'm going to make it rooms, and OK. I'm going to add area, I'm going to add the name, and I'm going to add the number, and I'm going to move those around so the number's first and the area is last, just using those up and down buttons, and OK that. Now that will bring up this room schedule, and you can see that I've got a whole heap here that are not placed. These are all placed. These are the ones I've done. There's even another one down here that's not placed. It's probably because I've been practicing. You may not have that. If you've just got the list of that, don't worry, you've done the right thing. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to come down, drag down, and get rid of all of those ones by highlighting them, right click and delete row. And I've got one other one there that's not placed. I'm just going to delete that row as well. Okay, so I've got all of those rooms in. They're not lined up. I can, when I'm in the room schedule though, I can come in and edit the filter and put in by name, number, or whatever we've chosen. So I'm going to choose number. Oh, what happened then? Let me just go back. don't know why that's coming up like that. Oh, I'm in filter, that's why. I'll just go back to none. It should have been sorting and grouping, that's what I mean. And come up and pick number. So make sure you use sorting and grouping rather than filter. And OK. Where have all my fields gone? They're there. Shouldn't have any filter. Oh, that filter didn't save. So I'll just save that back into none. Now there they are. And you can see that they now all line up. If we go back to our drawing now, you can see that we've got all of those in there now. And we can move those around wherever we want to put them, like so. If we go into our furniture plan, you can see in mine they're coming up all coloured. Now what I've done with that, to do that, I've gone into architecture, and in room and area, I've brought that down and looked at color, putting in a color scheme. And what you'll have to do is to come over here and pick rooms and apply and OK. Again, mine's coming up before that, yours may not. You have to go into that there and change it to rooms. Now some of these colors aren't great, and you might like to edit them so that they're not as harsh. What I suggest you do is just come in, pick the color, and I usually use just the variant to just lighten those up a little bit. I think you can change the colors to whatever color you like. There's no set guarantee for each room to have a certain color, but I just find them a bit harsh, and they look a little bit better if they're a bit blown out and faded out like that. So I'm not going to do them all. I'm going to let you have a play around with that and have a go at that. So you can see when we've got that in, all your furniture sort of stands out, and it certainly shows you all the different individual rooms, where on our ground floor plan we have these here. If we click on that, we can have leader lines or horizontal, and that's looking pretty good now. Okay. Now, if we click on and highlight the room, you can also make some changes to that by going into the room tag, edit type once it's selected, and you can also click show volume or air. In this case, area is probably the best one we want to have a look at, and it actually puts in the area as well. You need to be careful about where you put your names when you're doing that, because you won't be able to see those all that clearly. But it is available to you to put that area measurement in as well. Okay, that's going along really well. I'm just going to undo that one. I don't want to put those in at this stage. So you should have all your labels in. You should have your colors in and nicely selected so that you haven't got any double up colors. And also you should have your schedule for the room showing with it all sorted in number order, and you have all your measurements there. Go on with the next video.